Hello there, welcome to Alvarez's Diecast Customs. Now today we're going to be working on this Hot Wheels Mach Speeder. It's quite a cool looking car. It's got a futuristic sort of race car design with it. Not too keen on the paint job that they've given it, some sort of art car design they have. And you can see quite a lot of like moulding, casting lines through the paint as well. And the wheels just aren't doing it for me. So let's just take a closer look at it. Yeah, very nice looking design though. Sort of the shape of it. And a huge spoiler on the rear. I've already taken the time to drill the base out on this one. Start off with a 2mm drill bit, and then work up to a 5mm to take the remaining piece of the head off. I like to use these 5mm self-tapping screws to screw the base back on. I've had to shorten one of them because the post was so short. I just grind it over a file for a moment and takes the head of the screw off. There's our window piece, sort of clear blue plastic. Leave that as it is, doesn't really need to be changed. Nice little interior piece, quite a lot of detail to it. Got sort of like headlight things on the front. Sort of some air scoop on the middle there, just above the driver's seat, and that huge spoiler. There's our base. Those wheels, we'll go about removing those on there now. So we're just using these side cutters. Simply just clip one of the teeth off of each side of the axle, like so. And they literally fall straight out. There we go. So we'll get that paint stripped, and in the meantime we'll go sort out some new wheels. So we've gone to see our goddess Supersonico and give her these old wheels that we'll no longer be needing. Now what's that? Take a look at them. Nice. Oh, very cool. Sort of very modern futuristic design to them. Thanks for that. So I've gone and stripped paint already, just put it in a pot of paint stripper for about an hour and then run it under the tap, scrape it all off with an old toothbrush. That's what you're left with. There we go, we got our wheels here. Just going to be test fitting them. As we'll find out, the axles are too short. They don't fit into the base as they are. So we're going to have to go about making those a bit longer. So what I'm going to be doing is just using these old axles that the car came with. I'll be cutting these down. So just use some more side cutters and just cut the axle straight down the middle. I like to hold my hand over it while I do it because they just fly around the room and you lose them forever otherwise. So I just go around cutting all the axles, even the ones that I got off Supersonico. So we're going to be needing the wheels off of those. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing is just simply using the axles themselves off the old wheels and using the new wheels with those axles. And I will just join them together with a bit of brass tubing. So I'm just going to go test fitting the wheels just to see how they go. Make sure they don't foul on the body. Yeah, they seem to be a good fit overall. They came off an old Matchbox car, these ones. Very nice fit. Do like the way that's looking already. So I've just taken the time to quickly glue those axles together. As I said, literally just use a piece of brass tubing. Popped a bit of super glue on the end of the axles and threaded them into that tubing. Nice and solid. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be using this fine diamond file and just going around the body, just smoothing out any casting lines and errors it has. You see there's quite a big casting line running down the sides of the car here, so I'll just be removing those. Spent a good while doing this. This is always one of the things that I've always done on my customs, is just spend a bit of time with the body, just working away any errors and creases that it has. This can really affect the way it looks in the final product. Especially with the way Hot Wheels puts on a lot of the paints, they put them on very thickly. You don't usually see those sort of lines through it. But when you start using your own paints, it really does show up because you don't put it on so heavily. They also just use this Tamiya emery paper just to smooth over some of the body. I also just smoothed up some of these edges on this plastic, which was quite difficult, to be honest. The plastic's like really rubbery, so it's quite difficult to sand. It tends to just sort of shred itself. So I've gone ahead and painted it already. Just literally used some Halford's grey primer out of a spray can for the body, and some matte black paint for the interior piece straight out of a spray can again. And also sprayed the base as well. And there's our cool new wheels. There's those axles. Yep, all looking good. And yeah, there's that base primer painted as well. Just going to be going around doing some details. I'll be using this Revell aluminium, doing the interior piece here. Even the chair is black. I'll just be using this silver Sharpie just to do a little bit of detail on the tail lights. I just want to highlight the edges of them in silver, because I'll be later going over these in Tamiya clear red. There we go. I'll also be using this titanium gold from Tamiya as well, just to paint in the rear sort of engine area on this. It's a similar colour to that on the wheels, so I wanted to tie that in together with it. I'll just be doing some body sort of designing. I'll be using this Tamiya masking tape. Just pull off a couple of strips of this. And just start working with the shape of the body to where I want to do some extra designs on it. Pretty straightforward. It's good masking tape this. It can follow curves and things, and you can sort of curve it round flat areas to make sort of designs. Very versatile. Never let me down. So there we go. I've just knocked up a quick design on there. I'll just be using this light blue just to paint in the design on it. Literally brush painting this on. It's quite nice to sort of do quite a relaxed build like this. Just brush painting things and masking things off, making it all look quite cool. Because I usually end up just doing like full-on paint jobs where I have to spray paint and do clear coats on top, and it's like you're striving to get a really good paint finish. Whereas on this one, you can just sort of wing it, just go along with the flow. Just wanted to see how good brush painting went. Straight onto the bodies. And I'll also be doing the base as well, brush painting that in black. This is matte black from Revell as well. There we go. Set that aside to dry. And the seat belts on here, I'm literally just highlighting those with a toothpick and some red paint. There's that. Now on the body, I want to bring out some more definition on the curves of it, so I'll be using this Citadel Known oil. I'm literally just coating the entire body with it. And I'm also just going to be using my finger just to wipe away some of the excess. I don't want to completely smother the thing, I just want to sort of get it all in the creases and sort of make it slightly look dirty, like the car's been racing, getting covered in sort of dust and dirt that they usually get on the racetracks. Again, not forgetting the base as well. You can see I added some extra details on that base there with that blue paint, just highlighting some of the edges. Again, just hitting more things with that Citadel Known oil. The engine compartment bit there, really highlighting some of the details there. I'll also be using this Tamiya Weathering Master powder, which is using an old bit of sponge. I'll be using anthracite grey one here, and literally just going to go over the entire body again with it. This gives it a slightly sort of metallic-y sheen and darkens some areas as well. It's a really effective sort of result at the end of it. So yep, just took my time with doing this one. Go around the whole thing. What you've got to be aware of when using these Weathering Master powders is you'll need to clear coat them afterwards, otherwise they do rub off. Also, not forgetting the base again. That gets hit with the Weathering Master as well. Stops it looking so plain. Gives it a bit more details. So I've gone ahead and clear coated it. Literally clear coated it with a matte coat from Rust-Oleum out of a spray can. Done all the pieces. There's our interior. I forgot to show that I did do the interior with the Nuln Oil and just highlighted some details on the seat belts as well. And there's that Tamiya clear red over those tail lights. This highlights those quite nicely with just the edges painted. And there's our wheels. And there's that base. That got clear coated with the matte coat as well. Everything's sealed in nicely there. So yep, there's those 5mm self-tapping screws I like to use. A link will be down in the description below from where I bought them off eBay. They are a UK link, so just use the general sort of command of 2mm by 6mm self-tapping screws on eBay and you'll probably come up with them. So, before we take a look at what we ended up with, this is what we started with. As it was a pretty cool looking sort of futuristic racer, but I felt there was more to it, so I wanted to give it a go. And here's what we ended up with. My interpretation of how that car should have looked. It's a very cool looking racer. I do enjoy doing these sort of builds. I've done ones before where I did a Blitz Speeder from Hot Wheels. Made it sort of look like one of those wipeout aircrafts from that video game from the PlayStation and Sega Saturn area. So let's just take a closer look at it. Yeah, very pleased with how this one came out. Quite a simple build overall, but just a lot of fun to do. It's nice to sort of relax now and then with some of those high intense sort of paints and all that. Just chilling out with something like this to do. Very relaxing. Do enjoy doing them. I also added some extra decals on there. As you can see, I had some of those lying around. I thought I would just tap those on just to bring a bit more detail on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you like what I've come up with here. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down, or if you did like it, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And also give me a like as well, that'd be great. So there's some more closer shots with him, I'll just leave you with these for the time being. So this has been Alvarez's Diecast Customs. I hope you enjoyed watching. You'll note that I haven't got a teaser for the next car here. This one's going to be surprise, so you'll find out during the week for that one. Also, if you like seeing some of these sort of fantasy cars, I've done a few before on my channel, but also do check out Opar's Diecast Restorations on YouTube as well. Link will be in the top right there and also down in the description box below. He's nearing on 1,000 subscribers, so please do check him out. He's a great YouTuber and another great guy. So yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.